back. You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shannon Register, and every week we bring you news and information. And this week we are talking to your Houston mayoral candidates. Want to give you a chance to hear what they have to say. This segment we are talking to Stephen Costello. If you missed any of today's show, remember you can go online to HoustonRealEstateRadio.com where we archive all of the segments, and you can actually see previous segments that I've done with Stephen Costello where he talked about Rebuild Houston. And this segment, he's going to be talking about his campaign running for mayor and some of his viewpoints. So welcome back to the show, Stephen. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the opportunity to visit today.
So you are running for the mayor of the city of Houston. That's a big job. What do you think? What are your main focuses at getting into the mayor campaign and what you want to see done in Houston? What's your main focus?
Well, I think the biggest challenge that the city of Houston has to do with what I will call streets and traffic, which is public infrastructure. And as an engineer, I think we need to do a much better job of investing in our infrastructure. I mean, everyone talks about the potholes and the conditions of our streets, and this is an area that has been neglected for many years, almost a generation. Mm-hmm. And so now it's everything's coming to roost now. So we need to do a better job of allocating resources to improve our streets. And I advocated for the passage of Rebuild Houston back in 2010, and the program has been successful. I mean, it's tripled our investment in streets and drainage from $100 million a year to $300 million a year, and it's lowered our debt by over $350 million, and it's actually completed about 375 projects in 5 short years. So it's exciting. I mean, the program needs to be, I'd like to reallocate more of the money into the neighborhoods because I think it's a neighborhood revitalization program. The other issue is, as an at-large council member, I visit a lot with a lot of neighborhoods over the last 5 years, and we still have neighborhoods that are concerned about their safety. Mm-hmm. They don't believe they're safe, and that's a bad thing. And so, we had the police chief come before us several months ago saying he needs 1,500 new police officers. So, I'm supportive of getting more police officers on the street. I'm supportive of getting them the equipment like body cameras, like body armor for them to do their jobs properly, as well as their equipment.
All right.
But I'm also the city's budget chair, mm-hmm. and as the city's budget chair, we have significant financial challenges moving forward over the next 5 years, and that's going to be associated with our pensions as well as our debt financing.
Has the new plan been released for review yet of the vision of the city and how it's going to be, how the infrastructure is going to be handled?
Well, I'm pretty excited about the general plan. The general plan is projected to be rolling out sometime in mid-August.
Okay, so it's not released yet.
The interesting thing about the general plan is historically the city's always been reactive to development or reactive to investments in areas.
Yeah.
And what we as council members are hoping to see is that the plan will be more of a guiding tool to direct us to where our investments need to be so that we become more proactive, mm-hmm. so that we can avoid issues like Ashby High Rise or the Hines development where people felt like it was encroaching on the flavor of the neighborhood, mm-hmm. and we can do a better job of investing in infrastructure to accommodate areas that we want to have increased density of development, to have walkable cities. So we're all encouraged by the general plan. We'll see what it looks like once it rolls out.
Well, the Greater Houston Builders Association, I know they endorsed you, so congratulations on that endorsement.
Thank you. Thank you.
When we spoke before, we talked a lot about Rebuild Houston. I know there was some controversy over that because, and I guess there's a lawsuit now about it because of the way it was presented on the ballot. If you could do that again, would you change the way that was presented?
No, I was active in campaigning for the campaign when I became a council member in 2010, and I was considered the spokesperson for the campaign. I still think it's a great program, as I described earlier, the successes of the program. Mm-hmm. Prior to Rebuild Houston, we were investing less than $100 million a year in streets and drainage. Today, we're investing 3 times that amount. In 10 years, we'll be investing 6 times that amount in 1 year. So I think it's a great program. I think what we've done poorly as a city is lack of communication to the public on the successes and the challenges of the program and how we select projects. I think what we've done poorly is that we haven't invested more money into the neighborhoods, because really, it's really a neighborhood revitalization program. So we need to do a better job of rebuilding our neighborhoods. And then also what we need to do is, go ahead.
So how would you make it more transparent for the voters?
Well, what I would encourage, I would empower my district council members to highlight the successes and the challenges of the program to the neighborhoods. We always say that everything's up on the website, but most people don't go to a City of Houston website to figure out what things are happening. We need to empower also the Public Works Department, the group of engineers who historically have been poor communicators, to do a better job of meeting the neighborhood. And so when Public Works says we're going to do a job out there, they need to first meet with the community and say, here is the job we plan to do. Do you have any input? And then when they design the project, they go back to the community and say, this is what we've come up with. What do you think? And then when they start construction, they need to go to the community and say, this is how we're going to impact y'all. In fact, I just met a Public Works representative today, and they were showing me a project that they're going to roll out. They're going to start designing now, and it's in Cloverleaf, which is in District B, and they're going to rebuild the whole neighborhood. In 2 years. They'll start in 2019. I mean, that's what this program's all about, is rebuilding the entire neighborhood, which is from curb to curb and new sidewalks.
And you mentioned increasing safety in the city by bringing on more police officers. What do you think? I mean, I agree we need more police officers. There are a lot of things that are falling through the cracks around the city with the amount of unsolved crimes in the city. What do you think needs to be done, though, when we have we have all these pension costs that are hurting the city, and of course hiring on more people is more cost. How would you address that? Would you do something to address the pensions that are causing the city so much spending?
Yes, the pension cost is the integral part of this problem. We're projected to have $120+ million deficit annually over the next 5 years unless we get control of our pensions. And so if we have local control of our pensions, we can slightly modify our pension plans, the defined benefit plans, to make them affordable, save the taxpayers about $200 million annually, and still have a benefit package that's fair to the employee, as well as the taxpayer. So it's called local control. And so I advocated for local control during the last legislative cycle, helped craft up a bill, defended the bill before a pensions committee. Unfortunately, the bill didn't come out of the committee, but we are encouraged that we're making progress, and so in 2017 we will continue to make that push. What we will also do is recruit the major metropolitan areas throughout the state to help us. I mean, the city of Houston, the largest city in the state, has the largest pension problem, but other municipalities have similar problems. So we need to recruit them as well. But local control will allow us to modify our pension plans, and we can save a significant amount of money. And with that money, then I can go ahead and hire these new cadet classes to bring in new police officers. The other challenge that we have in the police department is, back in 2011, we had a series of layoffs to bridge a budget gap, and we let go a number of what we would call civilian employees in the police department that were doing clerical type activities. Well, what's happening now is that the police officers are now doing clerical work, so only 70% of our police force is out in the street.
Yeah, they
so
need
we
to
need
get
to
back on the
change
street.
that delivery model.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so jobs in Houston. What will you do to increase jobs in Houston? I mean, we got people moving here from all over the darn country. I'm telling you, the real estate business is booming around here. But what will you do to create more jobs in Houston?
Well, I think the city of Houston has always been a can-do city and a city of opportunity. I think that's what's so good about the city. The fact that we continue to diversify our economic base. Yes, we are oil and gas dependent, but we also have a tremendous medical industry, and we have other industries that support it. I'm in the engineering business, and the engineering business we do, and I primarily do land development activities and encouraging people to move to the city.
Do you believe in tax subsidies for large companies coming here?
I do encourage economic development, and there are any way that we can do to encourage companies to move to the city of Houston. We should explore all those opportunities. For instance, we have 380 agreements that we offer for tax abatement and tax rebate for companies as long as they come to the city and create jobs. We have other programs that we have available where we have grant and loan programs. We have a very vibrant economic development department that will answer directly to the mayor when I'm the mayor, and we'll work closely with the Greater Houston Partnership to help us identify those types of businesses that we can bring here to the city of Houston and continue to work in that regard.
All right, very good. Well, congratulations to you on really making such a huge decision to run for mayor. We appreciate your service to the city and wish you luck.
I thank you very much. I appreciate it. My wife and I came here as young 20-year-olds with very little in our pockets and $500 in a Pinto. And fast forward, I'm a business owner and a city council member, and it's our way to give back to the city, and that's what I'd like to do.
All right. Well, you've done well. We appreciate it. Stephen Costello, running for mayor of the city of Houston. We'll be right back here on Houston Real Estate Radio.